Hello, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you how to create custom shooting profiles on the DJI Osmo Action. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the camera on by pressing this button here. Once the camera is on, I'm now going to go to the bottom left corner and select video mode. Once I have video mode selected, I'm going to swipe up from the middle of the screen. This menu will allow me to change the resolution and the frame rate. So I am going to select 25 frames a second in 4K with rock steady on. Rocksteady is the built-in stabilization for DJI Osmo Action. Once I have that selected, I'm going to swipe from the middle of the screen from the right to the left, and I'm going to enter the menu in the camera settings. Here I am going to keep my camera in auto mode. I'm going to limit the camera to only go as high as 1600 ISO. I find that 3200 ISO is a bit noisy sometimes, so I'm going to limit the camera and only going to allow it to go to 1600 ISO. Then I'm going to go to the little camera icon here in the bottom, and here you can change white balance. You can leave it in auto, underwater, or set a custom white balance. In this case, say my scene right now is a 5600 Kelvin, so that would be the correct white balance. But for this custom setting that I'm creating, I'm going to actually leave my white balance to auto. The next in the list is color. So you can use the custom color profile that DJI has, but if you're going to match this camera to another camera, in my case I'm going to use it alongside my DJI Mavic Pro. So I'm going to shoot this camera in Cine D-like, and this will give me a bit of freedom because it's going to be shooting like in a log format. And this will give me a bit of freedom in post to match both cameras. The next item in the list is warping. So this lens has a bit of warping. As you all know, wide angle lenses tend to warp the images a little bit. I'm going to actually leave this off because if I want to fix my warping, I can always do that in post. If I do it in camera, I'm going to lose some image detail in the corners. I don't want to do that. I want to keep my image full as possible. So the next item in the list is the format. You can select here if you want your camera to shoot in MOV format or in MP4. Because my other cameras are shooting MOV, I am going to leave it in MOV, just to keep all the files in the same file format. It's easier to edit and less hassle. Once I have all the settings dialed in my camera, I'm now going to go and swipe from the middle of the screen all the way down to the bottom, and I'm going to click in this little person icon here in the left, and this is where you create custom profiles. You're going to hit create. The camera will ask you, you want to create a video profile in 4K 25 frames a second with rock steady on in the Cine-like auto white balance. Yes. So now I can see this little camera icon with C1. I've created my first custom profile. Next, we are going to go and create a photo profile. So I am going to go, I'm now, this little square means I'm in photo mode. I am going to go and swipe from the middle and select 4:3. You could create a custom profile 69, but again 69, what it's doing is actually cropping into the sensor. I don't want that. I want to use my full sensor readout, which gives me a wider field of view, and if I want to crop, I can always do that in Lightroom or Photoshop. You could also set here the countdown. So as soon as I press the button right now, the camera is going to take a photo. But if I set it to 2 seconds, for example, when I press the button, the camera waits 2 seconds to take a photo. That might be handy in some situations. For this tutorial, I am going to keep it in off. So I'm happy with those settings. I'm going to go again now, swipe from the left, limit the ISO to a maximum of 1600, and then click the camera icon, white balance. I am going to leave it in auto. De-warping, I'm gonna make sure it's off. I can always fix this in post. And very important, don't shoot JPEGs. Unless you are not gonna edit your photos, you should be shooting in JPEG plus RAW. If you need to share the photos straight away, you have that JPEG. But if you want to edit your photos and if you want to apply the preset in Lightroom, the RAW image will give you way more flexibility. So once you have those settings dialed in, I'm going to swipe again from the middle to the bottom, little person icon, create new custom profile, okay on that. And now I have successfully created 2 custom profiles. But that's not all. I can actually assign those 2 custom profiles to the quick switch menu, and that would allow me to change them on the go very fast and make sure that the settings are the correct settings. So I'm gonna click once. As you can see, my custom profiles are not here yet. So I'm gonna click, and I am gonna click in the 3 dots in the top of the corner, and here they are. This is how you activate your custom profiles in the quick switch menu. I'm gonna go ahead and deactivate the default profiles that the camera has, so that way I don't have to scroll through them, and I'm gonna X out. Now when I hit the quick switch, I'll see the 2 profiles I created. You can create as many profiles as you want, and you can also delete them. So I'm going to explain you how to delete them. You're going to swipe from the middle of the screen, you're going to go to the little person, you're going to go to the profile you want to delete, and you're going to hit delete button. And that's how you delete the custom profiles you've created. There's also another way to modify and access the quick switch menu. You're going to swipe from the top to the bottom, go to this little icon in the corner and see quick switch here. You're going to go in there, and again we're back into the same menu. You select the profiles that you want to be available for you when you click quick switch, and then that's it. Easy tutorial. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.